Hi, it's Peony Prashanti from the Yamogi house. Today I'm going to make mochi, but inside my mochi I'm going to put some bean paste in there. And this is called Unko Mochi. It's not Uncle like Uncle Jack or Uncle Tom. It's Anko, Unko. And Unko means bean paste. And so I'm going to put the Azuki beans in there. And they're cute little beans, you see. They're a little plumper now only because I had them soaking overnight. And Azuki beans is so wonderful. Azuki means small bean, and it's small. That's why it's called Azuki beans. And what's Azuki beans? It's such a wonderful bean because it helps build the kidneys. It strengthens it, and it's the foundation for yin and yang. Also, Azuki beans help to regulate the smooth bowels, to smoothen your bowels. Like all beans have fiber in it, so it helps. But also, if in traditional Oriental medicine, if somebody gets bitten by an animal, a dog or a cat, they would get the dried beans, and pound it into a flour and add some hot water, and you would eat this for about 4 or 5 days. And what that does is it helps to offset the toxins that is in your bloodstream from the animal bite. I haven't gotten bitten, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But if it's proof that it's been done, then I believe, if you can't get to a doctor and get antibiotics and get that toxins out, then make sure you have a jar of Azuki beans if you live out in the country and you can't get to a hospital. Anyway, and also it helps with regulating menstruation. So you eat some Azuki beans and it helps with menstruation. If you want to delay your menstruation, one day you eat one bean. If you want to delay it for 2 days, you eat two beans. So why would you want to delay your menstruation? Think about that one. Also, Azuki beans mixed with mochi is another wonderful balance, because in my last video we talked about how mochi is a really good supplier for energy. It gives you a lot of energy, especially for those people who do physical labor or physical work. It helps to bring warmth to the body and gives you lots of energy. It also helps stimulate breast milk, for moms who just gave birth. Mochi also strengthens the bladders. Remember we said if you're a bedwetter, or you have problems getting up in the middle of the night and it disrupts your sleep, then have some mochi before you go to bed, and you'll be able to retain that until the morning without affecting your bladder. But because Azuki beans also helps to strengthen the bladder, the mochi will also help to strengthen your bladder muscle. So they all work together. Now, when I boil this, I'm going to boil it with a piece of kombu seaweed, and that helps to get rid of the gas that comes out. But I will add this after I get all the bubbly stuff that comes to the surface. And then once it gets soft, I'll add some sugar. You don't have to make it sweet if you don't want to. I've had it where people have, if you're a ginger lover like I am, I bought these candied ginger, and I might put, mix it in there with that. Or if you really want to get creative and weird, you can put raisins in there too for something sweet. But I found some sugar. I don't buy sugar, and my kids know that I don't have sugar here, so when they come over, they bring their own sugar. And so I found a bag of sugar. So this is about 1.5 cups of Azuki beans, and I think I'll just add this whole thing in there because it's going to be a nice treat for my friend Patrick Olson. I'll see him tomorrow. So once this is done and I get it all mashed and my mochi is ready, I will show you what I'm going to do next. All right? Talk to you later. Be right back. Hi again. Well, The beans are cooking, and I want to show you the process of my, how I'm going to make mochi. Here's my mochi machine. I'm saying goodbye to it tomorrow. And for the woman that's buying the machine, pay attention so you can always review back to this video to see how to make this and how to use the machine. So there's a little container in there. It's not a container, it's a little, I don't even know what it's called. Anyway, you add some water. That's a little less than a quart. And then, oops, you see this got some holes there. That's where the steam comes out of. Put that in there. I highly recommend those who like mochi and needs calories and strength and muscles, who do physical work, and you're a vegetarian, or even vegan, then mochi is the way to go. So here's the little blade that gets the mochi in motion, and this is the pounder. A long time ago, we would pound it, right, with our hands, but we don't need to do that anymore. Okay, so you set that in place. Set. Dyslexic. That says set, this says loosen. And I soaked 5 Japanese cups, so it's a little cup. Let me show you. This is, here we go. This is the Japanese cup, right? It comes with your rice cooker when you buy it. It's really small. That's 5 cups. This is 5 cups. So I soaked this overnight. I put it all inside and make sure it's nice and even. Put the lid on. It's got a little hole, and it steams. So it's going to steam for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not sure. I've never timed it, but after it's done steaming, it's going to beep really loud, and you can hear it across the room. It's going to beep really loud. Then you run back to your machine and you hit the pound button, and then it starts pounding and moving. But sometimes you got to give it a little, like a little nudge to help it. Some people like to take the lid off while it's pounding. I open it and close it. I have fun. I open and close it. And you pound it for about maybe 10 minutes, maybe less. It depends on how gooey you want your mochi. I like mine really smooth. My mother likes hers kind of lumpy on the bumpy side. So you can also mix your beans once the beans are all cooked to the mochi, and have a bean mochi thing going on, or get creative and add coconut milk to it, or add your raisins or nuts or pumpkin seeds, or toast the pumpkin seeds first and mix it all together and press it down and then cut it up. So there's a lot of things you can do to enjoy different ways of making mochi. Okay, so I will be back in about 30 minutes. So here we go. I told you it was really noisy. Then you just hit the pound button. Oh, and it created so much steam. Look at that. I can't even wipe my counter, my cabinets with this. So I'll show you if I can what the steaming process looks like without fogging up my camera. You see? And sometimes it just has a hard time. You might need to just help it out a little bit later on, so it starts actually going into circles. So this will last for that goes on for about 5 to 10 minutes. As you can see, it's starting to go into circles. See? This is fun. And it's going to start spinning faster. As the rice gets more gooey. Let me just turn it off and show you. You can see that it's still not smooth, and so you can keep doing it until you want it really, really smooth. Okay, you see that it's starting to get... You have to hold on to the machine. It's really best to work with this on the floor, because if you have it at the edge of the counter like this, like I do, chances are it might run away. Now, there is a trick to getting this out of here onto my tray here, lined with cornstarch. Alright? Let me attempt to show you. Let me set my camera up like here. Alright, ready? Let's put the camera down. Hope it doesn't fall. What you gotta do is wet your hands. Nice and wet. And remember, that's really hot. Okay, you gotta be really fast. You turn it off and you grab it. Whew. And guess what happens? This part here gets stuck. So wet your fingers some more because this is super hot. And take it off. And soak that in water. And then you can spread it out just a little bit. Oh, it's still hard, but it's okay. It's all good. And let this cool off a little bit. Once it's cooled off, then you can start taking it, in little pieces like this. And then you're gonna make your little disc shape, and then put your bean paste in here. So leave that be a little bit until the Azuki beans are cooked, and we will be right back. Alright, I'm back and I'm adjusting my camera. I really wish I had a cameraman. And coming back. Here I am. So the Azuki beans have been cooking for a while, for about 12 minutes now. And then here's my little bag of sugar. Brown organic sugar. Go ahead and pour that in. You can use any kind of sugar if you don't have a sugar problem. But I would not put honey in here, and I would not put maple syrup in there, only because it's going to get really gooey. So here we go. Here's the seaweed that I put in there, and we can take that out because it's all gooey. Okay, and you can eat that. You can mash that up and eat it. Don't throw that away. Okay, and let that cook. While that's cooking, here's the mochi that I took out of the machine. And look how it's flattened out. And you have to lay the bottom with some cornstarch, and make sure it's organic cornstarch, and get your hands Get your hands nice and starchy, and then start making these little these little balls, because that's what's going to go. That's the beans are going to go in the middle of that. And this is how you do it. You flatten it out like this. It's kind of like playing with clay. And then you put your bean paste in here, and then you close it up like this, like making shumai. See? And then you circle it up, and you have a nice round ball. And though it doesn't matter if the bottom's ugly, because it's going to just start to merge with the paper, and it's going to have a really nice shape to it. So I'm not going to put beans in all of them, just some. And these have a bit of, still a little bit lumpy rice in it. You can also coat the mochi with pumpkin seed mixture and just get creative. See how gooey it is? It's like chewing gum. This will supply a lot of calories. I think the sumo wrestlers eat a lot of mochi so they can stay nice and strong. Alright, we'll be back and adjust the camera again. Okay, we're back. Got my camera in place. Ooh, looks like it's gonna fall. Alright, so here I have my beans, and I already made a paste, and I'm pounding it down in my suribachi. Okay, and it's just sweet. It's not overpowering sweet, and it's just right. You know, you want to be able to taste the bean. You don't want to taste the sugar. You want to taste the bean. Okay. So this is what you do. You grab little pieces like this, and you start. You gotta kind of work fast because it dries out really fast unless you put a wet towel over it. Not a wet, damp. Okay. And you don't wanna thin out the center part. Okay, pull it out a little bit, and in the middle you add a tiny bit of paste, and then you close it up. Every year we would make this at Mom's house, and she could make 3 or 4 to my 1. See. And don't worry if the bottom's ugly because it's going to get flattened out with the, add a little cornstarch, and keep adding cornstarch to your fingers. If you don't want to add so much cornstarch because it's corn, I mean, you know, there's organic corn too. You don't have to worry about that GMO corn. You can add, you can use oil. You can use sesame oil. I mean, it changes the flavor a little bit, but it works. It becomes Korean. Koreans like to eat a lot of sesame oil, and that's good too. I wouldn't use olive oil. It probably tastes really horrible. Okay, stretch as you close it up. Okay, and my battery is dying, so I will finish up. Look, so yummy. Don't talk when you're eating this because you could choke, remember that. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my mochi demonstration. And remember, at the Asian celebration in February, you will be able to buy a bunch of these delicious mochi, and it also helps to support the Japanese American Association. Okay, bye! Thanks for watching!